Hey everyone. So I think it's safe to say that these days making home movies and stuff is pretty easy because, we all have smartphones that can do that for us. But, even for the last, over a decade now, we've had things like these SD card based camcorders and even phones that could take video of some sort. So, I'll say we're pretty well off there. But it didn't used to be that easy. And back in the day, before we had all these fancy gadgets that could, make making movies pretty painless, we used to use these, which are basically kind of like the grandfather to like modern camcorders. This was a camera that we have owned for like decades now. It was released around 2002, and it's the Sony Handycam TRV308. The main difference here is that you can't just plug it into like a computer and transfer over the video files, because this doesn't even use, it doesn't even use like an SD card or anything. Yeah, it's got giant tape mechanism in it, and that's actually how it stores the video it records. It just records these little 8mm tape things, and that means that if you want to get the video off it, you gotta hook it up to a capture card, because it's an output composite video, and then you just kind of record the footage. Now, if that sounds like a pain, yeah, it is. And also, it's just kind of funny. So what I'm going to do is give you guys a closer look at the actual camera itself, and then we'll go into some footage. Alright, so here's the Handycam closer up. You can see it's not a small camera by any means. You got your lens there. Could do 20 times optical zoom and 460 times digital zoom, which probably completely destroys the image, but nice to have, I guess. You got your light here, some microphones, I think. I think there's also a remote for this, but it's been lost, so I don't know. You got your tape mechanism here, and this controls various functions if you want to play it back. And you flip this up and press this button to actually eject the little mechanism here, as I demonstrated earlier. You got this little switch here for switching between playback and record, the record button itself, various buttons for controlling the camera. Really, this thing is quite crazy. If I go into, let me see, I think it's, I don't know, it's hard to remember which settings the actual camera. I guess this is it. Once we get past this clock set thing, you can see, I guess it doesn't want to show video, but anyway, there is like some menu you can go into here to kind of customize some stuff. Pretty basic though, and you can switch between the external screen and the little viewfinder here. Pretty cool. And of course you got your third screen, because that's normal, and lots of branding and stickers, which I've kept on for historical value, I guess. Oh, and one more thing I completely forgot, but right here is actually a secret compartment for accessing various I/O. So if I take off the lens cap real quick, you got S-video, headphone jack, I think, or no, AV out, and then DC out, maybe for like some sort of external peripheral, I don't know. So anyway, last but not least, we have a tripod mount on the bottom and lots of stickers. Alright, so now we're done with the camera overview. Let's go ahead and take a look at some footage that I shot in this. Alright, so it was always fun to kind of take one of these older cameras out into the real world. And it's kind of chilly out, but I figured I might as well get like a short little bit of footage out here
I think that would probably be pretty cool. So you can see, I mean, you can zoom in fairly far with this optical zoom. You get farther with digital, but I don't think that matters too much because it's essentially just cropping the image at that point. But anyway, yeah, you can get some nice zoom shots here, better than you probably get with most phones. And I mean, the picture quality itself isn't terrible, it's just low resolution. But, you know, you can make out what's going on. Certainly not the most compact though, it's pretty heavy. And it just looks really weird. If any of my neighbors look out the window, they're probably going to be wondering what on earth I'm doing, but, you know, it's just kind of fun and novel. Not something you really want to use, like, seriously though, because capturing footage that actually is worthwhile just kind of sucks, and it's a pain to get off of the camera, or the tape I should say. Alright, so here it is in kind of a darker environment. You turn on the light to get a bit more visibility, which you might be able to slightly see there. But really it's not too helpful, and the battery's about to die too. But you can see there's also this night shot mode that kind of boosts visibility, I guess. So that's kind of neat.
So yeah, that's the Sony Handycam. It's definitely not really useful today, at least practically speaking. I mean, you know, it is something that you could use in like a desert island situation to capture video, right? Though if you were trapped on a desert island, you probably wouldn't want to savor the memory. Though maybe you would, like for future generations. I don't know. It's hard to say, but at this point, I'm of the opinion that you're probably not going to want to use this for practical reasons in today's world, when pretty much everyone has some sort of modern camera that can do much better than this does. But what I will say about this is that it is, you know, in some ways surprisingly like modern. Like, using it does remind me a lot in some ways of my newer camcorder, this Canon Vixia. And I think that it is definitely a neat piece of history, and you know, sort of thing it'd be kind of fun to make like a silly movie on, you know, just it's a cool novelty thing. This Handycam does mean a decent bit to me because, believe it or not, I made my first ever movie on this Handycam. And it's obviously not very good. There wasn't much of a plot, but yeah, I mean, you know, I use this Handycam, and now I still enjoy making little home movies, so that's pretty cool. I don't know, what do you think of the Sony Handycam? Do you think it's a neat piece of history, or would you rather not remember the days of having used one? There are valid points, and I'll see you all later. Ciao.